Welcome back to Factorio Space Age. My name is Nilaus and we are here on our third planet. We are on Fulgora. Yeah, third planet. We started with Nilaus, then we went to Volcanoes, and now we're on Fulgora. I love this planet. It is super fun. I love the design challenges. I love the yields we get from it and the exploration. Also, if we look at it sort of a little bit further ahead, we are going to have to make some rail networks where we pick up these massive chunks on small islands and then bring it back to production on big islands. So there's going to be some spaghetti rails out here on elevated rails, so really cool ideas. But for now, I have propagated my substation network. I have propagated my roboport network to our entirety of our starter island. Not that we really need this much space. We're going to be focusing on this space up here. And what we're going to do today is we are going to work our way towards the new electromagnetic science pack. So this is our goal for today, electromagnetic science pack created in an electromagnetic plant. For that we need electrolyte, we need supercapacitor, we need holmium solution, and we also need superconductors, and then we of course need the electromagnetic plant. So the first thing we want to focus on is how to get to the electromagnetic plant, because that will just be joy. So we need to make holmium plates. All right, holmium plates comes from holmium solution. Holmium solution comes from stone, holmium ore, and water. And now, to reiterate what I said last time, the holmium ore is this part. And this is the only way you can get it is just as a 1% yield from this. If you recycle it, it just becomes 0.5% yield. So not great. And higher quality stuff of this doesn't do anything. So let's see. We are going to need to go here. This is a holmium solution. Yes. And then the very, very cool thing is it is actually possible to make the holmium plate inside of a foundry. And this is amazing because, as I said, this is the only way. That means it's 1% of all the stuff we produce will be holmium. And then if we can get in here and get 50% productivity, that is amazing. What we're also going to do, and this is kind of a principle I have, is that anything that involves holmium should be productivity moduled. I wanted to say that because it's just it seems like a good idea, because I'm probably going to run out. I'm probably going to be constrained by this. And if I am constrained by it, then I want to make sure that I've done everything I can to get as much a yield out of it as possible. So that's why we add productivity to this. Right. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to do something that we also did on Volcanoes. And that is we're going to be making this line. Because it's going to be actually exactly the same. We're going to have 4 liquids that we're going to be working with. We saw already electrolyte is 1. We saw that holmium solution is 1. Oh, that's perfect timing. Oh, okay. And then we also saw that, I know water is inbound here. And the last one is heavy oil. So let's start by filling this up. It kind of makes sense that this one is going to be heavy oil since that's right there. Water is also going to be easy. So let's start by making that. I'm just going to squeeze it out here because it kind of just being, let's pretend that we're pulling it out of the water. We don't, but one can pretend. So let's just put it out here and get some. Oh, we don't have any pipes. Well, we are going to use this. I will also show you how to make this part here in when we do the same thing for the electromagnetic band. I think I kind of owe you that. There. And then we can just design with that. And we're going to get here, and you will be water from ice that we also use other places like our spaceships. That should be fine. And copy, yeah, 30 ice should be fine. And I'm then just gonna get from here. Oh, come on. Yeah, and that one. So we already got 2 of the pipes already filled. Nice. Where do we want to build it? Actually, I would think I want to build it over here because that's kind of closest. This monstrosity is just trying to get rid of the ore that is down here before the ore that is up here. So I'm trying to do this by focusing on these first, because then I can free up this area. Okay, so this is... oh yeah, let's put a beacon in the middle. In the beginning, we're going to be having this beacon be a... efficiency module beacon, because we don't have enough power to force everything in here. But later on we can always change it to a speed module build. There and there. They are all connected here to this, so we'll do the same thing on this side, like that. Okay, so all 8 are now connected by this module here. Okay, and if I want you to be connected as well, then I have to put you down there. Yes. Alright, so that's good. Let's start by getting the outputs. They will be connected here. The outputs will be connected here. And then I'm going to connect them together. I'm going to bring this back out on the, dare I say, bus? I don't know. Like that. There. And, then we need you inbound. Oh. This is also a thing. These two have to be here, and these two have to be here. Because we need inputs. And that's going to be the solid inbounds we need. And what is it, the solid inbounds? It's stone and holmium ore. Okay, that's pretty simple. Can I put it here? It feels weird to sort of build underneath it like this. Yeah, does feel a little bit weird. Let's bring it out one more here. And that's going to be that one, and this will be... these are important to filter. Filtering is so nice, the fact that everything can now be done on filters, you don't need filter inserters. We still have an issue about this one here. Okay, that can be moved. There, we got a solution. It's literally a holmium solution. Good, now all we need is water inbound, which we'll be getting from... here. That's the water inbound. And we can always add more water if we need it. I don't think we're going to need a lot of water for this build. And then we need a liquid here, connector. Good. So the water comes in. Everything has water. Everything's fine. All we need is this. We're going to put a stack in. And we're going to put a stack of the other one in. And these... what I would say, cool designs that we're making. I like them. They will, of course, be... you can make them, you can copy, you can just look at this screenshot here and take a screenshot and then build it yourself. But if you are too lazy and you're also a patron supporter, or just want the convenience of always having it available in-game, then, oh, we got it. Then I create these as separate blueprints, and this is a little module. Oh, this is not a great place. Oh, I have to remove it. Why? It's like when I just said module, I realized like the module, I want to try to design modules that are fitting in here for at least the starter. Like later on when we build mega base and stuff like that, it's not going to fit. But right now, just let's make a little module that does something and then is contained inside this space here. I think that makes sense. So we did have this. When are we getting the research? We are getting it when we hit 50. Shouldn't we have 50 by now? Oh, right, nothing works now because these two got disconnected. Can I do that? And that. There we go. We got the electromagnetic plant. Oh, man. Now we just rush up here in order to make our electromagnetic plant. There we go. Oops. Yeah, I want an electromagnetic plant. I technically only want one of them because as soon as we get one, we are going to be switching over to use the electromagnetic plants to build with. So let's see. Oh, refined concrete is something I completely forgot. So let's do a little refined concrete build up here. Let's put it into this corner here. This is kind of a useless place. So let's see if they can make this into refined concrete. Like that. What do we need? We need steel plates. We got it. Iron sticks. We can make it from iron, which we have. Okay. And concrete. We got it. And water. We got it from ice. So that should be pretty simple, all of it. And this will be ice here. That goes in, and we need a box to put into everything. And we need something, an output box as well here. Oops. Yeah. For concrete. Come on. Click better. There. And copy, paste. Obviously we don't have sticks, but we do have iron. And then this one also gets up to 1 stack of each. Yeah. And that's gonna go in, and the ice goes in, so I also need a stack of ice, like that. And this will be working at a pretty reasonable pace, and I'm just gonna speed this up, even though we don't really have the power for it, do we? This one should be fine. Yeah, there we go. Good, so we got a little concrete build, very neat. And how much do we want to make? Doesn't matter. We have infinite concrete, infinite everything, so we'll just do that. Our first electromagnetic plant is now being done, and I will immediately take all the other stuff out because I only want to craft one. There we go. And you will be quite an essential one. That's not on a liquid. It should be under production. Yes, definitely. There. Get that. Okay. And what about these? Oh, recyclers are also down here. Actually, recyclers should be in here. Recycler, and I'm under power poles, I think. Power poles is a good place to put that one in. We'll do that, and then there you go. Okay. So now we have our thing. I love these. Like they are so good. Why? Crafting speed 2. That's nice. Productivity 50. Wow, that's so cool. So let's have a look at what we can do. We can do these new recipes, which we are not really going to mess with right now. They can make circuits. So circuits with plus 50% productivity and double and 2 speed. Oh yes. Also power poles and substations. Oh yes, that's nice. We're going to need a lot of substations, but also solar panels and accumulators and itself, which is obviously what we want. But here's the good one. Modules. You can make modules with 50% productivity and beacons and glorious things. It is so nice. Also here. So actually, I did say that I wanted to make this design. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up this prep. Oh, that's funny. Did you just get a productivity bonus of 3% by... That's weird. How did that happen? Okay, never mind. We just got 3% productivity from this one. Okay. Not something we can probably abuse. But anyway, so what I need to do is I need to sort of build a design here. Inputs and outputs. And let's make them next to each other. And then get you in here. And no, actually, let's get this. So this is a parameter. It's just going to be something. We don't know what something that is. But we just know that it's going to be here. We also know that whatever we're building, we're going to have the same thing here. And we're going to have some kind of value. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a high value. That's the maximum number we want to craft. Then we want to have the same thing here, blocked. And then we need some ingredients inbound. Then, no, don't use 2. Yeah, don't use 1. This is perfect. I'm using variables, and then using the number of that variable that's 1 higher than this variable itself. We're going to put 5 ingredients in because that's the maximum you can actually have is 5 ingredients. So we put 5 ingredients in. This one is actually done. We're just saying request these things. We don't know what it is. Put it in here, build this thing. Let's actually also force it to have 2 of these because it's probably a good idea. So now we can take this as a blueprint and I can put it into a blueprint. We're going to put it here. And then I'm going to click this new button, parameterize, reconfigure the blueprint. So the first thing we do is this is a parameter. Then I'm going to say the next one, that's the one we're requesting, is a parameter that is an ingredient of 0. And I'm going to do that for all of them. There. And then I'm going to define that this is also a parameter to, let's connect them together. This is the parameter that is how much do we want of this one. I'm going to define it as a formula. And I'm going to define it just as 1 stack, which we do as by P0 underscore S. For some reason, that's how we do it. That you can see the available variables. This is something you can mess with if you have an inclination to that. If you just want to solve it, P0 means the product 0, and then underscore S means the stack size of that. So this means we just produce 1 stack size. We do the same thing for all the other ones. So we request 1 stack size of P1 underscore S, and so on. Now I have also grouped them up so that they're next to each other. And then here I'm going to say this is just product. And I could also not define this as a variable with a formula, but actually allow it to be something that you enter as a user. I don't want that. I just want this to be like quick and us setting this one up. So we save the blueprint. We're going to be putting it in here so we can see it. Let's see if it works. Let's take this out and just gamble all of it on the fact that it works. There. What are we going to build? We're going to build that one. Yes. Let's check. That one gets set. That one gets set to 1 stack size. These are the 4 ingredients that are inbound, and the 5th one just is undefined. Nice. So what are we going to do now? Well, you guessed it. We are simply going to find all the other cool things that we can also build in this. Oh, right now, this is actually problematic in the sense that it also suggests things we can't build. So we have to keep in mind what we can build and what we cannot build. We're going to kill that because that's not necessary. We're going to kill these because we're not build them here. We are also going to kill that one because that's also something we need to build in the electromagnetic plants. And that one. Then we're going to build substations. Oh yes, substations. Here we go. And what else are we going to make? Beacons? Yeah, let's also make beacons. Beacons are juicy, and getting those cheaper is nice. Then we're going to have the one that we need a lot of, and that is actually the accumulators. We both need a lot of accumulators for... because it's our power, but we're also going to need a lot of accumulators because it is needed for science later on. And that one can't be built, but I'll just try building it whatever I can. There we go. And then we're going to take this out and this one here, and then get a little substation there. Or maybe even... yeah. Right, we actually forgot a little bit the lights. We'll put some lights in here. There we go. So that's how quickly we got this built. And also, by the way, this one has just already built all that we want of this. Wow, that is quick. We don't need radars. I think we will instead have that one. Okay, so we got two of those. What are we missing? We got some substations somewhere out in the world that is not getting built. They will be built quickly because now we are producing substations. So now let's be a little bit curious about if there's anything we don't have that we should have. No, it's all good. The one thing we don't have is we don't have this set to 500 as it should be. There, there, and there. So now this is just chugging along, making it. This is also why batteries, we can make batteries from, or we are making batteries at 4% yield, but the amount of accumulators we need, that's actually why we are bringing in batteries to this location. Battery, 13K. That's why we are producing it over on Volcanus, where we have infinite iron, infinite copper, and infinite sulfuric acid. So that means it's a good place to make batteries. Therefore, we bring batteries over here. Okay, so that was one thing. Let's move on. That was we got some products, we got some stuff. Then let's figure out what the next thing we actually want to do, what that is. Let's look at our research here. Then that is when I build a supercapacitor. Supercapacitor requires superconductor, and electrolyte. Superconductor requires this crap. Light oil we don't have, but we can definitely do that. That should be easy. And then holmium plastic and copper. Those are all things we have. So that should be good. There. Okay. Where do we want to build it? Let's just build it next to it. I think we need to build the superconductors now, right? So we are going to start by making one of these. And since this is... where are you? You're here. This is something that is... it's using holmium plates. Actually, just do that. So holmium plates. Then I want to add productivity. 5 productivity modules. That is also really, really nice. And there. So flip it here. And then we get this part. And then, oops. Flip it. And 3 in between. Nah. Let's take this. Oh, that's not even 2. Yeah. Okay, what is this then? This needs 3 solids inbound. So 3 solids and 1 liquid. Liquid should be easy. That'll just be something like over here. We're just going to be taking the heavy oil we actually get for free. Take some water. And then just get it in here. So that's solved easily. Like that. Okay. Then the next part is how are we going to deal with inbounds? That's probably going to be... we can do it on 3 belts, but we could also do it on 4. But I think we do want to do it on 3. Or 2. I have 3, 4. 2 belts. 3 items on 2 belts. Because then I just need to make sure that I can... and so this will be 2 inbounds. And this will be 1 inbound. So let's get that in here so that we can see how that's going to work. And that one and that one. Ooh. We see that has to go on that side. Yeah. So 1, 2, and 3 inbounds. And that means I need... see, that's not going to work. Because I need to be able to use... This will then have to be outbound and outbound. So that they are both coming out on the left-hand side of this belt. And it should be easy to do on the last parts here. And because then I'll just do the same thing over on that side. And then I'll put one up, and that's going to be our box of goodie, which will then have to be filtered because there's also something else in this belt. Superconductor into a box of superconductors. Good. So far so good. And then I need to input, 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 input. Yes. And then some lights somewhere. Okay, this is only for the lights. I do. Okay, there. But then I can do light there and there. That's probably fine. Okay. Then I'm gonna get copper in on this line. And I'm gonna get holmium on this line. And what was the last thing? Last one was plastic. And we get plastic in here. And then no request. Let's just request it like this. Oops. Yeah. And then copper goes on this line. And these ones will also be adapted to a full stack. Because it's just 1, 1, 1, right? It's 1, 1, 1. Yeah, one of each. Easy. Oh, and before we build too much, I don't like the position of this. This has to be a module that should be ideally standing clear of that. So yeah, as much in the middle as we can get away with there. And then that's going to be here. And you will be, this is the heavy oil at, oh. Heavy oil here. Got the heavy oil, and let's see. The water is here. Oops. And ta-da! That should actually make it work. We're gonna get something here. And it goes in. Oh, and they're spinning. They're spinning. So we now have superconductors. What are we going to use superconductors for, by the way? Oh, they're used for cryogenics. Not relevant. Cryogenics, not relevant. So very late. For modules Mark III, that's very relevant. And for the supercapacitor, that's why we're making it. Then for some quantum processors, since that is carbon fiber, lithium plate, and fluoroketone, then that's definitely very late. Then we also get a railgun, which is very late, and a Tesla gun, which might actually be here. And then, oh, the mech armor. That is the best thing in the world. We want that. We want that. Oh, yes. And it's expensive. And then versatile roboports, Tesla turrets, and railgun turret. Okay, so it's basically for mainly for the modules and for the supercapacitor. Sweet. And then we can switch this out with a productivity speed module later on if you are unhappy with getting 0.72, 0.72, 0.72. Power-wise, let's have a look. Okay, we're just dipping a little bit, going up, dipping a little bit. So it's actually like half the time is storm and half the time is not storm. It matters not. We are just going to be continuing. Let's take this one as the basis. And that's going to be now supercapacitors. No, because that needs electrolyte. So I am thinking. One, two, three, four things I can build here. But I want one of them to also be science. So I think I'm going to be shifting this electrolyte over here. Which is like the worst place, since this one is here. Okay, so that means electrolyte. How the hell do we make electrolyte? Well, that's somehow also one of these. It's this one for everything. That means also 50% productivity for everything, so that's nice. Stone, useless. Heavy oil, useless. Well, that's a good place to put it here. And holmium solution. We're checking it down there just for consistency's sake. Let's get you all the way over to that line. Here. Here. And Getting this one pushed a little bit further. There we go. Right, we are going to do the same thing as we've done with the other builds. They are going to be focused around... This one really is only one solid input and then 2 liquid inputs. Okay, and then 1 liquid output as well. Then we have to decide what how to do this. I think I want to do something like this, where I can get you out on this side. Yeah, like that. Let's do the same down here. Maybe like this is better. I don't actually need to have these very far apart. They can be... We just need 1 tile apart here for us to get... Okay, I'm just gonna get it, even though we have it on the bus. This just seems so convenient to have it like that. That's 1. And then the only other thing is ups and downs. Okay, so you're gonna be... Yeah, and then it comes up. Yeah. And this one will then come in as well. Then the only thing remaining is actually just something that we will just request simply. Put it on a belt, or we can just request it here. 50. It's not really very fast, is it? And it is 0.2 per second. Okay. That should be fine. So what do we need now? We have this inbound with the heavy oil inbound. We need this going back. Let's get you there, and that will be back on the bus. And you are gonna go in and get the holmium. Ta-da! And that should work. Are we out of power? I just feel they spin so slowly, but they look nice. And they do spin slowly, but I'm getting 3.6. That's really not a lot. I don't know if it's enough. But the good thing is we can always just add more. But right now I just want to build a little bit of each. And therefore I build a little module that fits into this. That has 4 of these plus a module in the middle. We can also just go crazy and just... Well, it's not particularly crazy, but we can just do that. What's the power difference here? That's now 11.6 megawatt for each. And if I did the other thing here, then it would be 5.6. Okay, it's kind of only double, so whatever. We'll do that. I think we have to do that. And we have a lot of accumulators. So if we start seeing this dipping... Oh, we see it dipping. Then there is room for us. Help for us. This is on Novice. Then we go through the Volcanus. And then Fulgora. And then Fulgora. That's done. This is exactly why I wanted to get this done immediately, so that we could actually start using this space for power. It's that simple. This will take a little bit longer. How much? 2.3. Then I'm going to take that out afterwards. So we just kind of clean up the scrap. We also have like tiny bits down here that we need to clean up and put in here before we sort of take the big batches. All right, everything is awesome, and it is now time to go back to this super... what is it? Supercapacitor. Yes, supercapacitor. The 1, 2, 3, 4 inputs, and then 1 solid. Okay, so... how would that actually work? When we're dealing with 4 inputs and 1 output, then it has to be 3 lines in the middle, and the middle one is the output. That's how it goes. And since I'm only getting this in as the side, there, here, and these 2 flip on the other side, like that, and then get that one. We're gonna start by making it like this. Inbound, inbound. That's the easy one. Because this can then do... That's also easy. But this is the annoying one. This is the one that's going to get colliding. And the outbound will then be out, 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 out. And then the in will be in, and in. Perfect. Easy. Lights. Yes, please. Let's put the lights in exactly that spot where they can fit. He gets this part inbound. Yeah, I think this is still better. Then that goes out to the side, and then that could go here. Now this is a little bit too close, so let me just take the whole design here. And just... that seems a little bit more in the middle. Good. Now these things are actually going to be requested inbound. And how are we going to do this? Let's try and build it here and here. So, these are the two outbounds. This side, this is a little bit weird. This feels weird. But if I do that way, it goes on the outside belt and then it blocks for that side. So I'm going to do this. Well, that's weird, but I do it. So let's get this stuff in here and mark this as batteries. Green circuits. And we'll also afterwards check out how our accumulation of resources is going. And the last thing was the one we did, the superconductors. Here we go. Yep, and that is it then. And this will be our final product, which will be... and I'm going to put it into a box as usual. That is going to be our supercapacitor. We're making it very quick. Alright, let's get a stack of each. That is a stack of batteries and a stack of greens, a stack of there, and a stack of supercapacitors. No, superconductors. Superconductors, there we go. That's fine. I'll get you in. And electrolyte, when the electrolyte comes in, we see not everything, but there. Now everything should be working. Let's have a look at ratios. How much this is consuming 1 per minute. And the other thing over here, oh, we already got it, is producing 10. So if we feel like our power is fine, it's getting a little bit higher, then I think we're just gonna go boop, there we go. Now that gets a little bit higher, and then we're now consuming 2.7, so it's 6. Sweet. Now what did that do? Well, that enabled us to actually get the science. Now we can see all the cool things. Lightning collector. That's a better version of the lightning rod. Then we got the module Mark III. Quality module Mark III is amazing. 2.5%. It only goes from 2 to 2.5%. So it's not a big improvement, but it's totally worth it. Better batteries, better personal robot ports, and this one you can look forward to. I love it. It looks amazing and it performs amazing. Be one with the machine. We will absolutely be one with the machine. This one, Rail Support Foundations, is a really cool thing. That is, again, the reason why you want to do volcanoes first, because you're needing metallurgic plus the electromagnetic. Once you have this, you can build rail supports in the deep oceans. This is the shallow, this is the deep. So you can see that if we suddenly have to only stick to the shallow, then some things might be difficult to breach, and therefore the trains will be weird. So that's a thing. Let's see here. But we do need to make electromagnetic science before we start getting too excited about it. So there's 2 inputs, and then there's two physical inputs and 2 liquid inputs, or whatever we call it. There we go. Principle is still going to be the same in terms of... yeah, so since we have one that already has 2 things inbound, and now this one has 3 things inbound, and this has 2 things inbound, so it's kind of like that, I think. That means we're going to get one line in down the middle, and another line down the middle, which will be the outbound. There. And we'll flip you, and maybe we'll actually take both of these out and then flip them so that they are. So that's definitely not what we're looking for. We're looking for that thing, our science. Oh, see, this is what happens when you get a little bit greedy. Oops. How do we solve that? By building more stuff. Oh, there's a little water here and here. I will get this one in a second as well. There we go. And then we are going to be, just for now, at least switching all these back to there. We have also just gone a little bit crazy with the supply here. There. Alright, that should help a little bit on our total consumption. I hope. Let's start by jamming this one into the middle with our super force build so that it moves everything in the way. There are 2 inputs, so let's see. I think we can do... let's see. I want to do that. Rotate, rotate. There. Okay, so how does that merge together? This. They can merge together like this, but they can't really merge together across, I think. We're gonna need a way to get it inbound and outbound. Oh, this is an awful idea. Or is it? What if you just throw it a little bit further out? Then this one might actually work. Here. And you also a little bit further out. Yeah. That might be a thing. They're still inside the range. So now I'm gonna be, let's do this. Picking up from this belt, outputting on the other belt. Sure. You're gonna be picking up and outputting. And this is picking up and output. And then this is picking up and output. Good. So that is working. Not super happy. I really prefer them to be inputting, outputting on the same side. But I don't think that's an option right now. Then we're going to get the other liquid in. That's going to be here. That one. And then that's one input. And the other one here. Damn, this is a mess. What I've done here. If I flip it like this part, then I'm actually buying myself a lot more space. That's what's so awful about it. There. Flip it vertical, flip it vertical. There. Much nicer. Because now I can actually use this space to get it down here. And then I can use, let's say, this space to go across. Sweet. So that we get all these. Now I can actually also improve this a little bit, right? Because then I can say, yeah. The inputs are across from each other. And the outputs are across from each other. There. That is much nicer. Sweet. Light, light. Everyone's happy. Except we just need an input here. Or output. And that will be better. I know actually in this case I'm going to be making 2. Because I do not want to be in a position where we unfortunately we stop producing because it's full. And that is outbound, so the only thing we're missing is here. These are the 2 things we have. That's the supercapacitor and accumulators. And it's quite a few accumulators we need here. So supercapacitor on this line and accumulator on this line. And then we request it. Stack and a... Oh yeah, I don't have any. See, this is another problem. Now our lack of power is influencing the fact that we are... there. That one, and... Does this seem right? No. This is probably better. Like this, I think. Funny how that didn't work. Okay, and that works. Now I need to get in. This is over here. The electrolyte, and the other part is the holmium. And the holmium solution comes in. So now we got holmium solutions, and we got not quite everything we need. But something got started. Oh yeah, we got a little bit inbound. So things are working. We got science. It's not going to be a lot of science. It's 0.18 science. This one is really one that wants to do this because look at this. 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. That is 2.0 science per second. And if we look at volcanoes, and then it just happens to be 1.0 or 1.04, 1.04. So that means we're now making 2 of each of the sciences at the same time. Yay! We got it. We got it. Those are all the things we want. Of course, these designs are packaged up and ready to go, so you can apply them yourself. What are we going to do about this? All this glorious research that we now have available. That would be a little bit of a shame if we didn't do anything with it. So I think we want to start making a platform, a new platform. There. And this one will be Fulgora Express. And I'm not going to make it here. I'm going to make it at Nilaus because that's where we have all the goodies. So we're going to go for this one. And then we're going to be setting it up, flying it over here to be, to be ready to go. And then from here, what we're going to do is we probably want to scale up our production. And then we want to start working on modules and also quality. But I think we want to do modules first, and then after we do modules, we'll go look into quality, because if you want to look at quality somewhere, it's definitely here on Fulgora, because you can get quality blue circuits so easy from this. And there we go. We got the... Oh, I called it Fulgora Express. That's not actually one. Export. Doesn't matter. We can... Export. There. And we are not going to add anything here. We are not going to add this. We are going to be adding a blueprint. And here, space. I have a third one. It's a little bit trimmed off. I taken out some of the walls and I put in 2 extra here. I'd really honestly like to put in a little bit of accumulators before we go to Gleba, because Gleba doesn't have a lot of power. Or here, this one has solar power 120. Gleba has solar power 200. Okay, so Fulgora is actually going to be a problem when it comes to power. So this is actually where we want to build it. Let's have a look at this Fulgora Express. Then there are some things that are problematic, like an asteroid collector, available on planet 2, available on planet 6. That is shameful. Not enough to fill a rocket. But I did create a section here that I called Quality Items for Planet Express. Nice. And these ones are then set up as lower threshold minimums. So let's see, 6. This one is on the way. Okay. This one, cargo bay, is not on the way, and the turrets are on the way. Okay, so the cargo bays need to be upgraded, and then we just wait for this. We have our Fulgoran Express here, and or export, that is ready to go. But there's just one thing. It's building up the fuel slowly, because nothing really happens around Nilaus. But there's one thing that bothers me, because you're not really working. Why are you not working? Okay, supercapacitors. Why are you not working? Superconductors. Why are you not working? Plastic. Why are you not working? Because there's no plastic. As I said, plastic is a huge problem on Fulgora, because the only way you can get plastic is from scrapping red circuits or scrapping low density structures. You can't make it yourself because there's no coal on this planet. That means, well, if the Fulgora export here is coming in anyway, and this one can stack to 2,000, then why not just bring 4,000 with us? Just for old time's sake, as a welcome present when it comes over. So let's just bring 4,000 in here. So now it's going to wait for the 4,000, and then we'll leave afterwards. That'll just give us a little boost. For long term on Fulgora, we will still be short on plastic, but it's particularly in the beginning, because right now we're working on building up our storage here of advanced circuits. And if we look at the advanced circuits, we can have 9.6, 9.6, 9.6, 9.6, 9.6, 9.6. That is almost 60,000 before we start overflowing. That's maybe a little bit much. I mean, the first that this is overflowing, and yeah, the first one's overflowing, then the other ones will also start overflowing at some point. But it is plastic, so we're going to wait for the Fulgora export here to come in with a glorious load of plastic for us. And so we are arriving here at Fulgora with our Fulgora Express, and it's just going to be parked up here in orbit. And in the meantime, we can just send all this down. That's glorious. That's actually really fast. Why is it so fast? It's so fast because we have a lot of places to receive this. So as we go out here, we will see that now we get plastic, and then plastic will help us get a little bit of boost. The last thing we want to do is actually over here. This one will now also say that we have 4,000. We want to get 4,000 of this. We don't have it, and we don't have it on Volcanus either. This is where we're just waiting. We're hanging out here on Volcanus, but that means we should also change this into an interrupt-based schedule. Ooh, that would be interesting. But that's something we're going to do next time when we actually have some science to pick up. All right, and let's have a look back here, lately here on our glorious location, and you can see this is desperately going in to that box, but it is also means that we are now finally getting this one going again. And do we have enough power now? I think we have enough power. Yes, we absolutely do. And since we sort of lost a little bit of time, we're going to be speeding this one up and then paying the consequences for it afterwards. There we go. And then that basically is where we want to leave this episode. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little design marathon where we built all these cool little modules. That now means that we now have all the things that we can build, or all the products we can build on Fulgora. We now have those, and then we can start working on scaling up with more of this, with modules, and then with quality, and then with outsourcing with trains out here on the there's so many cool things to do on Fulgora. And then there's of course Gleba and Aquilo and whatever else is after that. Tons of stuff. So be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can keep up with all the Factorio Space Age content coming at you. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care and stay effective.